Hey Commanders fans! The Washington Commanders are pushing forward, looking to build on their incredible 2024 season. The goal? To keep improving and bring home the ultimate prize. With free agency approaching, Washington is being linked to some big names. And today, we're talking about a veteran receiver who could be the perfect fit. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for all the latest Commanders updates. One of the biggest needs for Washington this offseason is a solid number 2 receiver to complement Terry McLaurin. With young quarterback Jayden Daniels continuing to develop, giving him another reliable weapon in the passing game could be a game changer. Enter Amari Cooper. NFL.com's Nick Shook recently floated the idea of Washington pursuing Cooper in free agency. The veteran receiver had a rough 2024 season, struggling after being traded to the Buffalo Bills midway through the year. However, his track record speaks for itself. Cooper has posted 1,000-plus receiving yards in 4 of the last 5 seasons and remains one of the league's most polished route runners. Shook suggests that Washington could take a chance on Cooper at a relatively low cost, banking on the possibility that he returns to his 2023 form. With McLaurin demanding defensive attention on the outside, Cooper could thrive in the slot, providing Daniels with another go-to option. While the Commanders have some young talent at receiver, including Luke McCaffrey and potential additions, in the upcoming NFL draft, having a proven veteran could make all the difference. Cooper is 31, meaning he's no longer a long-term solution, but he could serve as both a short-term asset and a mentor to younger receivers. Washington has been aggressive in recent off-seasons, bringing in veterans like Zach Ertz and Bobby Wagner to provide leadership and production. Cooper could fit that mold perfectly, helping to elevate the Commanders' passing attack to a new level. But the question remains, is Cooper willing to take on that role? After coming so close to a Super Bowl last season, Washington is an appealing destination, but it'll be up to the front office to make the right move. While Washington is focused on adding talent, they also have to think about keeping their stars around. One name that has come up in discussions is none other than Terry McLaurin. At the NFL Scouting Combine, Commanders GM Adam Peters was asked about McLaurin's contract situation. While he didn't reveal much, he made it clear that McLaurin is a core part of this team's future. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get into those conversations publicly, but first of all, congratulations to Terry on his wedding with Caitlin. We love Terry. He's a great commander, and we're really looking forward to having him again next year, Peter said. McLaurin's current contract runs through the 2025 season, meaning he'll be set to hit free agency in 2026 if an extension isn't reached before then. Given his production and leadership, it's hard to imagine Washington letting him walk. With the team finally emerging as a serious contender, McLaurin is in a great position. He had his best season as a pro with Daniels under center. And if Washington continues to build around its young quarterback, there's little reason for McLaurin to want to leave. Washington is expected to be aggressive this offseason with roughly $78 million in cap space to work with. That flexibility gives them the ability to address key needs on both sides of the ball. Aside from wide receiver, the Commanders are also expected to focus on bolstering the offensive line, adding depth in the secondary, and potentially finding a long-term solution at linebacker. Free agency will be crucial in setting up their draft strategy, and fans should expect plenty of movement in the coming weeks. The NFL Scouting Combine is officially underway, and while Washington is busy evaluating college prospects, a bombshell story has surfaced regarding one of the franchise's biggest stars. Defensive tackle Jonathan Allen, one of the most dominant forces on the team, has reportedly requested a trade. This news comes with just 1 year left on his current contract, and it has sent shockwaves through the Commanders' fanbase. Allen has been a staple of Washington's defense since being drafted in the first round out of Alabama 8 years ago. Through thick and thin, he has been a cornerstone of this franchise, battling in the trenches and making life miserable for opposing quarterbacks. But now, it seems like his time in Washington could be coming to an end. During his media availability at the NFL Scouting Combine, Commanders general manager Adam Peters addressed the trade request. Peters acknowledged the difficulty of the situation, but made it clear that the team is handling it professionally and with respect to Allen's contributions. Peters' take on Allen's trade request. I think they're always tough. These kinds of decisions and things you have to come up with are always tough, right? And with John, who's been a great player as a Commander, as a football teamer, and as a Redskin, he's been a great person for this franchise for a long time, said Peters. So, you have to weigh in everything, and we looked at it internally and said, okay, what decision do we want to make that we think is best for the team? But also, you want to do what's best for that player. So those are tough conversations to have, but you always want to have them civilly, and we have. His agent's been really good with us, and we look forward to coming to a resolution. This statement from Peters makes it clear that the Commanders are taking the situation seriously and are working closely with Allen's representatives to determine the best course of action. While the door isn't completely closed on a return, the reality is that Washington must now explore its options. Allen, a two-time Pro Bowler, has been a force on Washington's defensive front for years, even though he missed time this past season due to a partially torn pectoral muscle. He still proved to be an elite talent when on the field. If he had played the entire season, his production likely would have remained at an all-pro level. At 30 years old, Allen still has plenty left in the tank, making him a valuable trade asset. The Commanders have some depth at the defensive tackle position, and with their salary cap flexibility heading into the offseason, moving Allen could open up significant opportunities to strengthen the roster in other areas. Washington would free up approximately $15 million in cap space if Allen is traded before June 1st, which could be crucial for adding new talent in free agency. With Allen being one of the more disruptive interior defenders in the NFL, Washington isn't going to let him go for just anything. If the Commanders do decide to trade him, they will be looking for a strong return, whether that means acquiring high-value draft picks or adding key players to fill other positions of need. Several teams in need of an elite interior presence could be interested in Allen, including squads looking to make a Super Bowl push. A playoff contender in need of a game-changing defensive tackle might be willing to part ways with a second-round pick or even a first-rounder, depending on negotiations. The trade market will also be influenced by other moves happening around the league, so it's going to be an interesting storyline to follow over the next few weeks. Now, we want to hear from you. Would you like to see Washington go after Amari Cooper in free agency? Do you think he still has enough left in the tank to make a difference? And how important is it to lock up Terry McLaurin long-term? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a Commanders HQ update. The offseason is just getting started, and we'll be here to break it all down for you. Thanks for watching, and as always, HTTC.